Moving on, we've got the Mail, and in an unusual twist, an Indian bridal magazine has a hairy woman on the front cover.
Yeah, this is a non-binary Indian activist, Alok Vaid Menon. Am I pronouncing that correctly? And he appeared on the cover of Brides today. You've probably seen it on Twitter. It was going around Twitter. This bizarre, ludicrous picture. And
we have the images.
OK, good. They're describing it in the Mail as taking a stance for marriage equality. It's really taking a stance for marriage depravity. It's absolutely absurd. And this person, by the way, is known in the past for talking about little girls and saying there are no princesses. Little girls are also kinky. So back away from the child would be...
Your children are not as innocent as you think, he said.
Yeah, that's I mean, which is crazy, sort of paedophilic level stuff to say. But here he is on the front cover, or they is, whatever pronouns they're going by.
This is Sacha Baron Cohen level stuff, isn't it? I mean, this is like South Park. This is ridiculous.
Interesting thing, I think this, I could be wrong, but I've seen them hanging around, and I think this is the man who told Sam Smith that he would do much better if he started pretending that people were pissing on him and stuff like this at his gigs.
Right.
You know, I think that's where the influence is coming from. Alok is
that's his manager.
It's like, you know, who was the guy, the Maharishi that the Beatles went to see?
Right.
Like his version of that, except instead of telling him to meditate, is telling him to, you know...
Right, which is fairly healthy.
Stick dildos to his forehead.
But do you think this bridal magazine might have done a Bud Light here? And, you know, it might alienate some women who might be looking forward to the big day and not appreciate a big, burly, hairy bloke on the front cover.
Yeah, I do think that's possible. And also, by the way, the Mail is using the phrase there. Alok promoted the cover on their own Instagram. Why are you capitulating to these terms? I mean, it's already over. The Mail shouldn't be using there. Why are they buying into this nonsense?
Especially the Mail, yeah. There's an interesting story about why pronouns are still being used so prominently in these stories. But apparently, if it was something like let's say a person who's been accused of a crime and they use female pronouns, if the judge uses female pronouns, by law, the journalists have to do so too. So this is a case of the language being captured throughout society, and we have to actually get into all these, into the judge's guidebook, into the IPSO guidelines, and they all have to be changed.
So victims of a rapist then have to refer to the rapist using she, her in court. Yeah,
well, there was a woman, a grandmother named Maria McLachlan, who was punched on Speaker's Corner by a 20-year-old man, and he got a lighter sentence because Maria refused to use female pronouns for him.
Oh my God! So the misgendering was seen as punishment enough.